Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever! Ladies and gentlemen, today is gonna be part 3 of our Make Britain Great Again campaign. And it's weird saying part 3 for me because I sat down to record part 3, and then I sat down to record part 4, and then I sat down to record part 5. And around part 5, I went, you know what? There's something just not right. So I'm gonna say right off the bat that I have played another like hour and a half or so of this map that I had previously, and then I deleted it because it just didn't feel right. I was having too many money problems, and I felt like it just wasn't great to be like 5 parts in and still having some serious money problems and constantly taking loans. So I wanted to come back to here so that I could make everything right before I ended up putting those videos out. It was a sort of an opportunity to make it better before anyone sees it kind of thing. So that's what I'm doing here. So this ship is about to take 225 logs over to Liverpool, but I have been doing a little bit of reading with regards to how things like that work. Basically, you have to think about supply lines. So what I'm doing with that ship is actually not a good idea. And it's not a good idea because that ship is going to take 225 logs to Liverpool, that's going to dump it in there, and then there's going to be 225 logs sat in that truck station, which means that this guy is going to have no reason to actually produce logs because there's going to be so many on the supply line. You need to make sure there is a consistent amount of consumption to meet your production. Supply and demand. Your supply needs to meet the demand, and if your supply is way higher than the demand, or in this case the rate of consumption, then the supplier is going to say, hey, there's no point in us making this, no one's consuming it, or it's not being consumed fast enough. So this strategy of filling up the cargo ship, on one hand, absolutely works. It does. But I know for a fact from experience that actually letting this guy go back and forth will make more money than having him go for a full load. So I'm going to set him to just take what he can as soon as he gets back to Dublin. And at some point, what I'm also going to do is set up some lines to take iron from these 2 iron ore mines up to Liverpool, across to Dublin, then down to this steel mill. But that's going to be something I do a little bit further in the future, because there is something I want to do first, which is come down to London, and I want to pause and delete this. I want to delete that bit of road because I want to go in and I want to get myself a train station. And I want to do this because I was thinking about this series a little bit, and I thought to myself, I've called it Make Britain Great Again, and one of the most sort of, I guess, the things that makes Britain proud, I guess, is the railway. It's good, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, a lot of people get really annoyed with British Railway. I want to make it great. I do. I want to make some good railway operations. And I saw a comment on part 1 that said doing London to Birmingham as a train line is incredibly profitable. Now, the thing is, I'm in 1973, so I don't know if that's actually going to be true. It might be the situation that if you get that train line in there early, it's much more profitable. But I'm going to take this risk because I want to see if this railway will actually work really well. And what we can do as well is link over to Plymouth at some point and then up to Norwich and all that stuff. But we're going to go to Birmingham first. So delete those guys, and I want to bring the station. We'll go for 4 tracks. I don't think we need much more than that. And I can throw them sort of there, and then bring the little road down to meet the rest of Birmingham. So we'll throw it there, and I want to bring the medium street off of that corner and sort of out around that building if at all possible. Then to sort of there and there. So that kind of works. That gives us a good connection. And what I'm also going to do is get myself a little bus station just up there, right by the train station. And that is going to be... Actually, no. We're going to change that a little bit further. We're going to delete that bus station, because what I want to do is set a bus station just there. And that will cover the train station, that if we work our way back, I can cover the entirety of Birmingham with some buses. And having some loops like this for the entirety of Birmingham seems like a pretty good idea to me. So we'll do that kind of thing, and then we'll set up this new line, which is going to be from there on the Stanley Road, going to the Avenue, going to Main Road, these are well named, going to St. John's Road, then to Queensway and Park Road, over to Manchester Road, Manchester interestingly not on this map, going to Queens Road, Queensway, okay, then back to Stanley Road. And that's going to be called the Birmingham Loop. So, BIR Loop. And that'll take people around Birmingham, getting them to and from the train station. Now, what we need to do, of course, is get ourselves the train lines in here. I'm also going to need to upgrade these guys to have high-speed train lines. So there we go. And then if we go and get our tracks, we can go from here and sort of out like this. I want to try and keep as much speed on these lines as I possibly can, because the quicker this is, the more likely it is that people are going to want to use it. And if I can make it as likely as possible and as, I guess, appealing as possible to the general public, then that's going to be a good thing. Now, what I'll do here is I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use this line here for Birmingham. So it's going to come out like this. It's actually going to go through a tunnel, apparently, which I guess is fine. And I want it to go straight across to... Ooh, not possible. Interesting. Okay. Go there, and then go there. And that is our connection. And then all I have to do is do the same thing and basically just double up this track. Okay, so the line is nicely set up. We've got all the signals along it that I think we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and set a train depot just, I guess, out here. Somewhere like that, perhaps, so it can feed directly onto the tracks. So, yeah, I think I'll throw it sort of near this road just because it'll look a little bit interesting. So we'll throw it there, and then bring the tracks out like this, going to about there. Then just have it sort of cross over like that. So that should be fine, is my thinking. Gonna put a signal there, gonna put a signal just there as well. And my thinking as well is that the trains are all going to be on the right side of the track, so I have a few points where they can cross over. Like I said, there's a bunch of signals the whole way along there, and we're going to get ourselves a train in just a moment. What we are going to need to do first is basically get rid of the London to Birmingham line, which is bringing me some decent money. Not as much as London to Plymouth, but London to Birmingham is going to have to go. But first, let me do London to Birmingham as a train line. So London to Birmingham... we're going to set that up, and I think the way I'm going to do these is basically that's not right, T at the start, that's DIR, no, BIR, so that way I can sort of easily categorize them as train London to Birmingham, and that should be fine, in theory, if it works, which it might not, it might very well not work, but I'm willing to take this chance. So let's connect that up for a start. I think it might be worth centralizing a lot of my bus lines as well. Because what I could do is get one of these giant stations here, and then have all of my buses in London come into these. And then the London Loop is just going to serve people that want to go around the city, as opposed to people that want to go to the next bus station. And I think putting that right next to my train station would be a really good idea. Like, give it 3 platforms and all that stuff. It seems like that would be a good idea. I also feel like I'm going to spend a lot of money to bulldoze that road. That's a lot of money to do that, but I want this directly in front of my train station. So there we go. That's where that's going to exist. Bit expensive, but I think I can make that kind of useful and brilliant and, well, I guess great. And then if we go to our London lines, London to Brighton is going to be changed. So it no longer goes to London Central. It's going to go to there. London Holt. And then London to Birmingham is going to be going away. London to Norwich is getting removed. And then we're going to add our station there. Then the same with London to Plymouth. It no longer goes to London West. It's going to go there. And the same with, I think that's actually it, isn't it? Yeah, so that's completely fine. That is completely fine. They all feed into the one station, no problem. Although I might want to remove that as the third one, so that's fine. There we go. They all feed into the one station, no problem. All of those people are going to have to move, obviously, but what I'd also like to do is basically have, I'll keep these stations around London because they give us good coverage and they're good for the London Loop, but what I think I'm going to do is remove that station from the London Loop and then go to the loop itself and just, I think just remove all the stations, to be honest, because I can redo the whole thing and say that it begins there, it goes to there, then it goes to there, then it comes along and goes to that little, oh, it needs to go the other way, doesn't it? Yes, I've done that wrong. Okay. So it begins there and goes to there, then down that way. Then it has to come back this way and go to that little stop. Then it goes to this station, then that station, and then back up to this one. So that's fine. That's completely fine. So that, in theory, is going to do some good stuff for London. The London Loop still exists, which is obviously quite important. Except for that stop, but that's no big deal. As for the London to Birmingham bus line, I'm going to sell the buses, and then I'm going to delete the line. And then we need to get a train, basically. I'm going to have to take some loans to do this, though, so I'm going to borrow up to a total of 50 million, so we'll just get up until that point. So, there we go, that gives me 18.3 million to play with. And what I want to do is get myself this fella. I like this train. It's not the fastest train, but it's a decent enough train. We could get a rail bus, but this thing can carry 96 people, so we'll go with this. We'll buy that. We're going to set it. London to Birmingham. And that should be good. I actually want to change the color of that line because, good lord, that's... Well, it's easy enough to see, but I kind of want it to be a color that's just even easier, so we'll go red, so it's immediately nice and vibrant. And if we have a look, he's gonna come along there, and that should be fine. All right. So let's get the train moving and hope for the best, really. There it goes. Hopefully that's gonna make some good money. With the London to Birmingham line being gone, I have a feeling, since it was a fairly popular line and since Birmingham's a fairly popular place, I have a feeling this might work. I think it's just going to be one of those situations where it's going to take a little bit of time for everybody to start using it, but once they do, I think we'll be fine. I hope we'll be fine. Okay, there's a heck of a lot of people waiting here to get onto the London Loop. I'm also realizing that something I kind of need to do with London is get some bus lanes in here. Otherwise, my vehicles are going to be constantly stuck in traffic. So I'm going to upgrade as much as I possibly can to have bus lanes to get my trucks and my buses through London. Because they're having a bit of a rough time at the moment. They're not having a great time getting through the city. So we'll very quickly pause. We'll bulldoze you. And I want to try and connect this there. It's not the prettiest connection, but it'll do the job. And then if we go down this way, we can upgrade that. And just upgrade whatever we can. It needs to be done. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted to upgrade. Whoops. Oh, well, it's done now. What's done is done. Where do my buses go? They come down that way, I think. And then they go along that road. So that road can't be upgraded, which is a shame, but we're going to have to just deal with that. So that can be upgraded. Are you coming down this way? Yeah, so that all just needs upgraded. That's way too expensive for me to do, though. I'm actually pretty low on money, despite the number of people that are waiting in here. which is ridiculous numbers. But, yeah, still painfully low on money. How are you doing for bringing people in here? Anything? 63.3k, so not anywhere near enough, is what I've discovered. I have put some new buses into Birmingham. There are buses that are taking people around Birmingham, which is exciting. I'm gonna have to take some loans here. So I'm gonna borrow up to 55,000. And hope that, I mean, there's 18 people, 20 people in there wanting to go to London, which is great. People just aren't wanting to go from London to Birmingham right now. At least not via train. How frequent is that train? 3 minutes. Kind of makes you wonder if I had another one, would it be quicker? Like, would they then get on the train? It's just too expensive to run. As for everything else, I mean, my London loop is now losing 202,000. It doesn't help that it's probably replacing itself every 25%, so we're not going to do that. My London to Brighton is losing money. London to Plymouth is getting back up there. And I guess we did just get a bunch of people to London via train, and it seems that this line is getting there. I mean, there's 12 people waiting again. There's another big crowd of them moving there. So it seems that people are wanting to come from Birmingham. They're just not really wanting to, yeah, they're not really wanting to, go to it. So I don't know. It also seems like having this bus station closer to the train station would have been a better idea, but, well, there we go. One person waiting in London. That's really strange. Do I have any... I don't have buses going to Birmingham anymore, do I? London to... No. So I don't know. The Birmingham loop is losing money as well. The train is losing horrendous amounts. There's 3 people waiting there. There's a lot of people waiting here, actually. 26 of them. And by the looks of it, more on the way. So that's promising. Then you're pulling in here with how much money? Minus 156 plus 6.25. So that's really, really bad. 34 people on the train now with Concorde unlocked. That's kind of cool. We might use that eventually. 5 people waiting down this way. Just make me some money. That's all I want to do. It probably doesn't help that the frequency for the buses before was so good. You could get a bus to Birmingham every minute, which really probably is why this is sucking. 215k, that's... yeah, that's dire. That's not enough. Oh, now this changes everything. For whatever reason, there's 42 people currently waiting in London for a train. And we just got a bunch of people get off. So those 42 people, or however many, 49 people are currently on that train, with a bunch waiting in Birmingham as well. And more people going to the station. Look at this. Okay, things might just have picked up a little bit. How are we looking for the train? Where is it? There's the train. So the train's going to come into Birmingham and is going to pick up at least 26 people. Oh, do it. Just give me the money. Just make it happen. Make a profit, please. So we're looking at 306k. That's not a lot. That's not enough. But it is bringing the balance of that train line down a little bit. And there's now 18 people waiting in London. With more crossing the street. We're up to 29, 30. Alright. This is starting to look good. How much are we looking at here? 228k. Alright, alright. This might pull itself back. It might do it. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I do think having this train station right opposite, having the bus station right opposite the train station was a good idea. I also think it might be an idea to, get the rest of those bus lanes in here. So just upgrade all of this to have those bus lanes. And, 12 people there. I assume the train's on the way back. Yeah, it is. How many people are currently on it? 44. Okay, I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm a little bit excited. I'm a little bit optimistic. I'm hoping for the best. Let's have a look. How much money are we looking at? Okay, that wasn't bad. That looked like 279. We got the Icarus 256, which is a bus I got from the Steam Workshop. Fair enough. That's a better balance. That's a lot of people there, though. A lot of them want to go to Norwich. It might be an idea to, set up a train that'll go to Norwich. The problem is I don't know where a lot of those people are going, are coming from. I mean, there's a few wanting to go to Brighton as well. Yeah, Brighton's the next most popular one. The Loop isn't all that popular anymore. Norwich, Brighton, and Plymouth, they're all very popular. It kind of makes me feel like we probably do need to upgrade a lot more roads than I have currently done. Like, this road here could probably be upgraded into a 4-lane country road because there's a lot of traffic on it. And maybe I'll put bus lanes on it. Yeah, I'm gonna put bus lanes on it because I'm a swine. Construction not possible. Why? Why can that construction not be done? That seems weird. Let me pause the game and I'll be the judge of whether the construction can be done or not. So bulldoze all of that, then bring the road from there to there. Okay, the game was right. The construction cannot be done. Unless I take it from back there, which, nope, construction still can't be done. Alright, alright. Terraforming. Let's just smooth that a little bit. And now the question is, can the construction be done? So it goes straight across to there. Alright, let's get that built. There we go. That's going to make life so much easier for my vehicles. I don't care about anyone else's. 111 people waiting in that bus station at the moment. A few people popping into the train station. Quite a few people waiting up here. We're looking at 43 on the train. What else is losing me money? Let's have a quick, let's ignore the train for a bit. Let's look at what else is losing money. So, logs from Dublin to Dublin Dock are losing money, but I'm not turning that off. The oil one is losing me money as well. So, I want to sell all of those vehicles. It's losing too much money. I'll put like 4 trucks, maybe 3, maybe 2 on that line to take oil to the mill in Brighton. We're losing quite a bit of money here with this line as well. The plastic from Brighton to the mill in London. Now that's actually because I've been sending that stuff to this mill, which isn't going to produce anything. Because I meant to send it to this one, where if I combine it with blanks, it will produce something. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the plastic trucks a little bit. So if I get one of these and I put it, we'll get one of the big ones and I put it up here. Just like, let's see, can I get it there without it being too expensive? That'll do. Why not? There we go. So if I put it there and I go to the plastic line and I take out London East and we replace it with London North, that's going to do the same job. It might just actually shift plastic this time, which is kind of what I need it to do. We just got the open wagon, which is good. The thing is, well, if I can get this train infrastructure actually working, we can start switching out our trucks for trains, which I don't know about you, but that seems like a good idea. Now you're carrying 40 people again. The number of people that you're carrying is getting to be fairly consistent, which is beautiful, beautiful news. I just need it to stay consistent. Now, I will admit, it probably doesn't help that this station doesn't have the biggest area of influence. But I think that... What are you waiting on? Birmingham to live... Oh, okay. I wonder if I get rid of that bus line as well. Like, I wonder if I get rid of that and continue the train line up to Liverpool. So you could go London, Birmingham, Liverpool, Birmingham, London. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's being fairly consistent. 37, 38, 39, 40 people, 41, 40... it is fairly consistent then. 213k there with 52 passengers on the way back. So I think that might be starting to... it's getting very close to making a profit. All right, then the Birmingham Loop isn't really going to make much of a profit, but I think that's probably fine. I should probably show you the Icarus, shouldn't I? The Icarus is, like I said, a vehicle I got from the Steam Workshop. It's actually more expensive than the MAN SL192. It's more expensive to both buy and run, with a capacity of 23 passengers as opposed to the 24 in the MAN, but it can hit the top speed. And I think it's now the first bus that you get that can do that. It can hit 62 miles per hour, which is why it can be very useful, because obviously it's quite fast, and it's the first bus you're going to get that can do that. So it can move, you know, one person fewer than the other bus, but it can move the remaining 23 much, much quicker. Now, if we look at this train line, it's so close to making a profit. It's starting to get there. And that has me super tempted to get another one so that I can increase the frequency, thus encouraging people to maybe use it and not drive. I mean, if we look at my line usage in London, it's 19%, which is really bad, actually. We need people using my lines more. I mean, if you look at the number of cars coming into London, that kind of shows you, you know, my line usage isn't good. I need to get more people on them. So the temptation to just... Honestly, the temptation to take a loan up to like $100 million and then just try and pay the whole thing back is really high. Because we are making money, but very, very little in these last few years. So, I'm going to take a loan not up to 100 million, up to 75 million. Up to 75 million, which admittedly increases my interest quite a bit. Up to 70 million, 75 million, what the hell. The 75 million gives me 26.9 million to play with. And with people going back and forth here, I'm hoping we can make some good money. You know, we're getting, what, 291,000 there. We're getting 38 people on the train. We got a bunch already waiting up here in Birmingham, which is good because there's more people on the way. So what I think I want to do is I want to get another train on this line, but it's risky. You know what we'll do first? We're gonna upgrade my buses. We're gonna upgrade you guys so that you're gonna replace yourselves. Well, I mean, you've been replacing yourself with yourself at 25% of your life cycle, so that's probably been costing me a lot of money. But the Leeds to Edinburgh line, I'm gonna replace those buses with the Icarus as soon as I possibly can. The problem is these guys are probably quite young buses, aren't they? Yeah, 6 years old. 25% of your life cycle. I have no idea. Go ahead and replace yourself when you get the chance. As for the Liverpool line to, what was it? Aberystwyth. Hold on. So people were putting the name in the comments of the first video of this series. I'll go and look for that in a second. Let's set you to automatic replace as well, so that those buses get updated. So that might become a little bit more appealing since we can get there a bit quicker. Liverpool to Leeds, gonna replace that as well. Set the vehicle to be the Icarus and start replacing. And it does come up with this little purple box here, but that is still the Icarus, don't worry about it. Birmingham to Liverpool, we are gonna set to replace at 25%. Set the vehicle to be the Icarus as well. And there we go. Alright, so once they all replace, we can go in and change up those lines a little bit. We are still using, you know, London to Plymouth could be a bit better, I think. So we'll do 25% set to replace with the Icarus. London to Plymouth has been a good line, so having the Icarus on there might be a very good idea. So once they're all replaced, we'll go in and have a look and see what we can do to turn off the automatic replacement. 11 people waiting there. A whole bunch of people already waiting in Birmingham. How much money from you? 288k is not bad. You are getting towards being profitable. I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to get a second one. Although, to be honest, getting a second one of those trains, I mean, it's 11, immediately it's 11 million. It's 2.8 million, 2.05 million to get one of these. Hold on a minute. Why would I? So the electric train is so much more. Okay. We're getting the British high-speed train. Yeah, where are you? You scam artist. You're carrying 46 people. I don't care. You're being sent back to the depot, buddy. Go. Get out of here. So there we go. That's him sent back to the depot. We're gonna buy one of these. How long is it? 218. I mean, it's cheaper to run, so I don't care. Buy it. There we go. 232 passengers total. It's faster. It's 0.1 miles long. Oh, that might be a bit much. We'll see. I don't know if... Hold on, that might just be my unit of measurement that I've changed. Oh, look at you. I had one of these as a Hornby train set when I was a kid. Jesus, it's long. Oh, it's still going. Okay, that might have been a mistake. That might have been a mistake. Getting one of those. Pretty sure it's too long to fit into the train station, but we'll see. Oh, maybe not. No, it fits. Good lord. 56 people on there. There it goes. Oh, that is beautiful. I want to lock onto it for a second because I want to see if I can change the color. So, details. Color. Orange? Did that change anything? I don't think that's changing. I don't know if... Is this a DLC? Not DLC. Is this a workshop vehicle I've got here? I don't actually know. I have no idea. I also don't know what money... 509,000 there from that. Not bad. And then it's got 41 people on it there. Okay, that train's going to be much, much better to have. And look at it. It's beautiful. It's a bloody massive thing. What's the frequency's down to 3 minutes? Oh yeah, that is a workshop, the Mark III coach. Okay, I'm very happy with that. That was a good thing to get off the workshop. And it's making some decent money too. So that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Still a lot of people waiting in here. 64 people wanting to go to Norwich. Oh, do I want to set up a train line to do that? Part of me kind of does. Part of me's thinking that I could do a Norwich to London to Plymouth line. And I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna set up a Norwich to London to Plymouth line. Using some terminal stations. So we're gonna go for 160 meter state. Well, what was it? 240? I don't remember. I think it was 240 was the length I need on this. So throw it, I think, there. Fairly central. And then the Plymouth one is, yeah, so that's going to come in. It's going to use this bit of track right on the inside. Then we're going to go down to Plymouth. And I think the best spot is going to be to bulldoze you. And then sort of throw it around this way. And just there. Obviously expensive. But I think it might be worth it. So let's see if we can make this happen. We are going to need to upgrade you to some high-speed tracks. We're going to need to bring this around like that. It's obviously not going to be going that fast to begin with. But then if we just go straight across like this, it sort of keeps up some decent speed. Then we kind of need it to go over this way, where it's currently looking like it's going to try and build a tunnel. And then it's currently looking like it's going to try and build a bridge, which is also not a thing I want it to do. A tunnel, I don't mind. A bridge, I absolutely do. So let's do the tunnel. And then try and get it to not build a bridge. So it can do that, but it would slow down so much. Doesn't slow down as much there, but I think what I'd be better doing is taking it out that way. And sending it through another small tunnel. Because it does need to meet up with that end of London anyway, so sending it out and around like this through another small tunnel seems fine by me. So go to like there, because it can keep up its speed as well, which is something that's very important. Keeping it high speed is exactly what I want to do. So bring it out that way. And maybe try and slip it through that. Well, actually, no, we'll just bring it right out. It can go sort of out and in. Yeah, I see what I'm going to do with this. Don't worry. We're going to bring it to there. It's going to stay nice and high speed. It's going to then have to slow down a fair bit to go that way. I kind of like the idea of a tunnel not destroying the terrain too much there. Then it's going to come in like this. And then go to one of these stops. I think that's the one it needs to go to. Terrain alignment collision. That's less than ideal. So let's maybe go to there. Now, you know what? We'll leave it as is, and I'm going to double up the lines and figure out what goes where. So you're on the right, so that would go... Hold on. I got this. I got this. It goes to... Oh, God. I need to double it up, don't I? I need to double this up first before I think I can connect it. So this is going to be fun. All right. The train line is done. It took a while, but I'm kind of happy with it. We have our train that goes up to Norwich, goes down through London, goes over to Plymouth, and then back to London, and then back to Norwich. So this is the train. It's a short version of the one we have on the London to Birmingham line. And I'm sincerely hoping that it does a good job and doesn't result in me losing a lot of money. Which I'm sure it won't. I'm sure that'll not be a problem at all. There's a couple of people waiting on that line already. A few people waiting over here as well. What we are going to have to do, though, is slow the game down for a second, because I want to come into here, and I want to get some bus stops. And I want to put one just there, and there, and down there, and there, up there, and there as well. And we're going to create the Plymouth Loop, which is going to go from this stop here, Queensway, to King Street, to West Street twice, apparently. That's not happening. Over to the Crescent, to Main Road, to that stop, and then back, I think. Have I done that right? I think I have. Yeah, it sort of cuts through there. That's fine. So, that is going to be the Plymouth Loop, which is going to get people around. So, Plymouth Loop. And we're going to get that set up in just a second with some new vehicles. Now, here's the train arriving in Plymouth. There's a few people wanting picked up. We have one passenger on there currently. So, what is one person on this train worth? One person, 18k. That's a decent bit of money. It's not amazing, but it'll do the job. Looking here, 6 people waiting in Birmingham. Not many waiting in London either. But that's no big deal. We got someone waiting up in Norwich as well. Which is another place that we're going to want to get the train, the bus loop into. So we're going to go, I think, there. And we'll work our way sort of back around all of this. So to there. Then back to there. And then there. And I want to put one right in front of the train station as well. And then what we do is move the line manager, click new line, and we go this way. So from Highfield Road to London Road to Queens Road to Albert Road over to Park Road and Mill Road and Green Lane. We can have it stop at Norwich Central as well, Lower Norwich. Then we'll change that to be called the Norwich Loop, or the Nor Loop. So Nor Loop. And that should be fine. So now what we need to do is say that London to Norwich, which is a relatively profitable line, we're going to sell those vehicles and delete the line. And then London to Plymouth, which is also a profitable line, we're going to sell those vehicles And we're going to delete the line. And then what we need to do is go ahead and get ourselves some new buses to put onto the loop lines. So we'll buy some road vehicles. We're going to get some... we don't really need Icarus buses since we're not going to be going 62 miles per hour inside of a tunnel. We'll go for the MAN SL192s, and we'll buy 3 of them to go around Norwich. And we'll buy 3 of them to go around Plymouth as well. And basically, we're going to hope for the best. We're going to hope it works. Fair few people wanting to go to Birmingham there. You've got 8 people on you. All right. What is the frequency of that line? That's another question. So, 7 minutes. That's not really going to be good enough. But I reckon now that we've got rid of the bus lines, this train is going to get a little bit more popular. Whether or not it actually ends up making money, I don't know. There are a lot of people that were queuing up to get onto the train. There's 39 on it at the minute. I imagine a lot of those people are former London to Norwich bus riders. But we'll see what happens. Same with Plymouth. This always happens with train lines. You get rid of the bus line, which was quite popular, and suddenly you have all of those people wanting to get a train. The new train that you've built. So as you can see, for example, actually quite a few people waiting in here, which is real nice to see. And yeah, that'll be good. Basically, my idea for what I'm doing here is that this should become a fairly central point for people to commute to. So you can get a train from, for example, from Norwich or from Plymouth to this central London station, transfer to the Birmingham line, and that line is actually going to take you everywhere. So the Birmingham line can take you to... Well, no, that's not necessarily true. The Birmingham line is probably going to get you to... Birmingham. I'll probably continue it up to Liverpool. I might set one up to take you over to Aberystwyth, I think it's called. Let's have a look. Someone said just say it like it's spelt. So Aberystwyth. I think that's what people said it was, like they spelled it as Aberystwyth. I think that's what it is. Oh wow, 100 people are waiting to go to Norwich. 1.05 million on that line as well. So are you full? No, there's 82 people. I imagine the rest of those people want to go back to Plymouth as opposed to anywhere else. But good lord. Are you about to make me a shed load of cash by any chance? 82 people. That's a lot of people. What are we looking at? 798. Not as much as I would have liked, but good lord. Are they both making money? Yeah, they are. Okay, apparently trains are the way to go. Apparently on this map, trains are the way to go. And I feel like getting 2 of them, honestly. I really do. I'm going to get 2 of the small ones. So I can chuck the second one on the Plymouth Norwich thingy line. I could go TGVs, but they are so expensive that they're not going to be worth it. So let's go for another short one of these and set it to the Norwich line. And hopefully it's going to be able to function relatively well. I mean, immediately there's 44 people waiting back here. So, yeah, this should be good. There's what? Yeah, 79 people waiting in there. Wow, that's actually really surprising how many people are actually waiting to use that that train line. Surprising in a good way. Surprising in a very good way, but my god, that's amazing to see. I just want to point out, the Plymouth London Norwich line is up to like near $5 million in profits. And there are, what, 75 people waiting in here, some of them wanting to go to Birmingham. It's actually very tempting to get another train that can take people to Birmingham. But my god, the money is just rolling in as a result of trains. Like, that is pretty cool. I mean, I'm paying a lot for some other stuff, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, yeah, 1.78 million in profits last year. That included buying 4.4 million of new vehicles. So what is the profit going to be for 1983? That's my question. Where are all of you wanting to go? So actually, that's just London Loop and London to Brighton. And to be honest, London to Brighton is probably gonna just stay as a train, a bus line. Because I don't really think it makes all that much sense to do much else with it. I also think it might be an idea to get rid of the super long train from the Birmingham line. So it's got 33 people on it, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to do that. Because I mean, I'm not losing a shed load of cash off of it. It's not that much more expensive. I think it is just a little bit unnecessary. So let's just send it back. It's what, 115,000 versus 106,000. So we're saving a bit of cash, and we also get, you know, 2.45 million back. So let's go ahead and get ourselves, how much is a TG? So it's a short TG, yeah, 34.1 million. I feel, oh, can I not buy that anymore? No, that's a bit awkward. I'm really tempted to go and turn on the, there's a mod. I don't know if it's a mod or if it's actually a thing. I think it's a thing in the game, which sets vehicles to not expire. So in like 2016, you could get a horse and cart if you wanted to. It's tempting. I mean, a TGV would be nice. It's just that it's, I mean, it's fast. It is real fast. It's just, it seems unnecessary on a short line like the London to Birmingham one, and with it being 5.69 million per year. I mean, I'm sitting on what, sold vehicles give me a 2.45 million boost. So I'm gonna have to wait until the end of this year to see what my profit is to see if I could afford the short TGV. This is, oh, forget it. Forget it, we're buying it. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. We're getting some loans. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm getting the loans. My loan interest is 1.12 million, I know. But I want the TGV because I want the London to Birmingham line to be working again. So I'm gonna get all of this. Up to 100 million is my loan. And we're gonna buy the TGV. We are gonna set the TGV on the London-Birmingham line. It can stay orange. And we'll see. It might hit top speed. It might not. I mean, that's a relatively decent curve up until that point. I just don't think there's actually enough space for it to ever actually hit its top speed. But I'm pretty sure that that is about the price, if not a little bit cheaper, than actually building my own train. So this will have to do, what is it? What was it? It was like 5.61 million. So if I wanted to get a locomotive, for example, I can get the Class A4. I get the A4 for 5.11 million, which is going to cost me, let's say, $1 million per year. And then I can get some wagons. I can get this one. Okay, you know what? I'm an idiot. These are much cheaper. Yeah, these are much cheaper. Whoops. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Maybe we get rid of the TGV then. Maybe we do this right. Maybe I'm not as much of a dum-dum as I happen to be. You're carrying, what, 21 people? Making 259. You're carrying 32 people, 33 people. There's no way that line makes money. Yeah, right. Back to the depot with you. Oh, you can't go. Oh, you can't. Oh, yeah, you're electric, aren't you? That's why it's so expensive as well. How do I get you back to the depot? Oh, you have to be able to cross over. Which is a thing you can't currently do. All right. Pause. You're going to need to be able to cross over to the depot, if you don't mind. So there you go. And back you go. Get to that depot and get sold for hopefully some money, because I'm not taking any more loans. We're up to 100 million in debt. I'm going to start paying it off. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start paying it off. We're going to sell you. We're going to buy the Class A4 is an option. You're available pretty much consistently. You go up to 75 miles per hour, though. You're not that fast. I need a good locomotive. You aren't that fast either, and you're more expensive to run than the A4. And the A4 is actually unavailable after the next year. And I'm aware that I can't actually get the Flying Scotsman anymore. So the A4 is as close as... Is that the Flying Scotsman? Actually, no, it's... No, we're gonna get you. I mean, some of these are cheaper, but this, I think, is, what, 90, 75, 87. You're quite fast, but you're electric, and that's always super expensive. So give me this. It goes 90 miles per hour. That's fine. So buy that, and then get some wagons. Get these things, which can go 124. So that's fine. It can carry 32 people. We'll get 3 of them. Yeah, we'll get 3 of them, like that, and then we're gonna set you to run on that line. And you cost me 2.23 million a year, so less than half of what the other thing was. And then we can change the color of it as well. We'll make it blue. Yeah, blue's pretty good. A little dark, but blue's pretty good. All right, speed things up. Let's see how that goes. Not the longest train, but it'll hopefully do the job. We can carry up to 96 passengers. There's a few people waiting up that way. The wait time is 3 minutes in the Birmingham line. Hopefully we can get that profit back up. 6.6 million on the Plymouth, London, Norwich line. 43 people waiting there in London. 24 waiting up in Norwich. And that's amazing to see, frankly. That is absolutely amazing to see. There's 49 people waiting in Plymouth. This train line is possibly going to save me from all of my own stupid decisions. Is that train carrying anyone? 11 people. For a profit of 77.9k. Oh dear. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, stupid decisions aside, I am going to leave it there for today. I think I'm going to enable the mod or whatever it is that lets me use vehicles infinitely, because these trains are so nice. I don't think I'll use them forever, but I would like to use them for a while, because I love them. I really do. I had so many toy train sets when I was a kid that looked just like these. And they're so good. Look at them. Like, they're functioning so well. They're also really cheap. Which I'm sure people aren't going to be happy with. It's like, oh, that's way too cheap, and the running costs aren't high enough, and I get it, but it's also kind of fun playing with those. It's kind of fun not having to worry about ridiculous running costs. I'm going to be honest. I mean, this kind of train here is the kind of train I would absolutely send up to Scotland. A longer version, but this is the kind of train I think I'll send to Scotland. Once we get the opportunity and the money to send some trains up to Edinburgh, that's going to be pretty much a Flying Scotsman, and we can't get that in 1985. If I go to buy trains, we can't get that locomotive anymore. So yeah, we're gonna have to enable that, because I want that kind of train, or the actual Flying Scotsman, to go up to Edinburgh. But I think before I do that, what I want to do as well is make sure to pay off my loan, because we're spending 1.5 million a year, I believe, 1.5 million a year on loan repayments. So I'm going to bring my money down to about 10 million so I can pay much less. Much less. I'll bring it down to like 15 million. So there we go. 14 million will do. Which means my loan is now 74.5 million. Which is a lot, obviously. Heck of a lot of money. But I think I can make it work. I mean, 7.2 million in profits in the Plymouth, London, Norwich line. Minus 1.41 million on the London, Birmingham line. Wouldn't be a problem if I wasn't an idiot, basically. I didn't realize I couldn't get that train that I wanted anymore. Hence me selling it and hoping I could get the short version. But we will absolutely fix that. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you, kind of, for watching. This has been part 3 of our Make Britain Great Again campaign. Trains are a thing, and they are kind of working. I mean, one of them's working extraordinarily well, but we'll see if that continues. Either way, like I said, thank you, Ken, for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!